It's me, your fave. If you're new here, my name is B. If you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. If you clicked on my face and you're hearing the sound of my voice, then obviously you know why we're here. And we're here to do February 2025 messages. Super in the love spirit lately. Tomorrow is February 1st, so I hope you guys have had an amazing January. It's going to be for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or maybe a cross watcher. If it doesn't apply, let the shit fly. Okay, it's too many motherfuckers on the internet to be watching these. You trying to make shit fit and shit. It's not worth it. Quick announcements. So February 7th, we'll be doing tarot classes for anybody that is interested. If you just want to learn how to do this, or if you're just interested in learning, maybe you got a deck and you like, oh, bitch, I be pulling for myself, but I don't always know what these cards mean. All of the fun stuff, you can find my Patreon down below in the description box. 2025 over yearly review readings are also still available. Shop Pay is also still available with that for like 30 something dollars, 4 installments of 30 something dollars, just in case you know you still recovering from the holiday season and you are balling on the budget like the most of us. Bitch, eggs is $6 trillion. So shit is looking a little slim, okay? I think that's everything. For me, I think that's all my announcements. So I'm doing really good at keeping my intro time down. That shit said 1 minute and 30 seconds. I love that for me. Okay, so I've done fire and air. I just recorded earth. By the time you watch this, earth should already be recorded. So you guys will be the last of the Mohicans to get wrapped up. I'm going to jump in with some oracle cards, clarify with 2 tarot decks, bada bing, bada boom, bada bam, and we is going to be up out of here. So far, everyone's has been very interesting. Not gonna lie. These shits have been pretty intriguing. Let's see. Give me something for water signs for what we have for February 2025. What do we have for water signs February 2025? We have the sun card. I like that. I like that for y'all. And we have the ninth house card. Okay, I'm liking this energy for you guys. Bottom of the deck, we have third house. So I do feel like in February, some of your perceptions of things might be changing. Pisces, I know we have a Mercury retrograde, and you guys' sign, Pisces season, of course, is at the end of February, popping off, you know, the last of the Mohicans, as I said. So I do feel like in February, you guys as a whole, as a collective, might definitely be coming into some new energy. This Sun card is very much ruled about Leo. But it's also kind of giving like, again, a new sense of being, a new sense of self. Do we have a full moon in Leo, or has that passed already? I can't remember. But yeah, there's an egg here. The sun almost looks like egg yolk from the eggs, and then there's a heart down this way. I do feel like there's a sense of newness that you guys might be coming into, a different sense of being, a new sense of being, and it might actually be very spiritually inclined. For others of you, this might be a good time in February to start really seeking out a new sense of self. Maybe as you become into 2025, I've been telling people the 2025 still got some shit in it from 2024. So if you feel like me and you feel like, yes, bitch, this shit also got some shit in it from 2024, bitch, then you might have come into the year kind of still scanning your perception and thinking about or speaking about or having thoughts of like who you are, who you want to be this year, how you want to come into it. And I feel like February is going to be a time to really kind of wrap that up for you guys. Okay, this is the time to really bust out the box. If you ain't been thinking about who you want to be or any new sense of selves, new sense of beings that you want to come into, now in February is the time to really fucking think about it. If you've been thinking about it, February is the time for you to wrap this shit up and let's go ahead and put the motherfucking pedal to the metal. Let's bust out the box with this, okay? The same way the egg kind of has to sit for a minute. It's like, okay, it's time for you to motherfucking hatch. This ain't the time to still just be simmering on low. Who are you becoming? Who do you want to become? Align with that shit. Let's get this motherfucking show on the road. Okay, it's time for some newness. It's time for you to really come into a new sense of self. The key words on this card, and it kind of looked like fireworks, or is that dandelions? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. It says essence, energy, self-awareness, life force, spirit, creativity, honor, masculinity, distinction, childishness, ego, individuality, solitude, expression, self-sufficiency, shine, heartbeat, and father. So again, this makes me feel like this is a really good time to think about who you want to be, especially with this third house card. This third house card kind of just, my eye skimmed over social media, even though all these cards have keywords on them, but social media caught my attention. And I don't know, for me, this kind of gave, if you've been thinking about doing a social media break, especially with this ninth house card here, this is your sign to do it. If you just feel like I kind of want to log off and like detach for a month. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. And kind of just attach for a month. February is the month to do that. For some of you, you might need to do it because, and as much as I hate to say this, so again, don't feel hit when I say this unless this is for you. And in that's the case, this is an intended target. Some of us are so prone to social media to where we get a lot of our personality and individuality off of social media. Who are you? If you haven't been thinking about it, February is going to be asking for you to think about it. Get off social media, unplug, really get into like who you are and the essence of who you are. Get out in nature, go travel by yourself. Like this is also a good time to do that. Like if you've been thinking about it, go travel and by somewhere by yourself and just like turn the phone off. If you feel like, oh girl, I'm not doing no overseas traveling, then cool. The ninth house is about overseas. Third house is about shit that's local. Go somewhere to the next town over and get a hotel and turn your phone off and just be at peace and just journal and listen to some frequency music or some jazz or whatever the fuck you like to listen to and really just get down to the essence and the core of who you are. Are these your thoughts or are these other people's thoughts? I feel like something that's so common too is that we pick up shit that we see off social media all the time, and that's so common. How many times do we always do that? Where you just be scrolling and you be like, "Yeah, I agree with this bitch." Is this really your thought process, or did this bitch just say some clever shit and you like, "Oh, that's funny"? Like, really think about it. Who are you? This is a good time to seek out who you are if you don't know who you are. And again, if you feel like, oh girl, I know who I am and I've been knowing who I am and I have a great sense of who I am, then cool. This is the time to really start seeing things from a different perspective. Start putting on your big girl, big boy shoes and like walk it like you talk it. It's one thing to talk a good game and it's another thing to walk the good game. You can't just talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk too. So who are you? If you feel like this is who I am and this is who I'm becoming and I'm a new person and you know I've just birthed a new creature, okay, well then how are we walking in that to make sure we're aligning with that? Because it's not enough to just feel like a new motherfucker. You gotta be a new motherfucker. That includes changing your perceptions. That includes being a little more spiritual. That includes, you know, even higher education, even taking some risks, even traveling. You know what I'm saying? Some of you might feel like you want to be a guru. Ninth house is also about just like higher spiritual learning. This is also about going back to school. For some of you, you might feel like, bitch, I want to go back to school. This is the time to do it. What you waiting on? You can go ahead and apply before fall get here, before summer get here. Let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and have the application done. It's in already. You type shit. Like, make sure you really do that. What are your aspirations? What are your spiritual quests? Who are you spiritually? This energy is kind of given in February. You know how some people kind of like go off to like a island. Like who did it? Left Eye before she passed away, and she like went off to what Honduras or some shit, and be like cut all her hair off or some shit like that, and was just like one with nature. But it was a spiritual quest. It's a deeper sense of self quest. It's a let me find myself, connect back to my roots, connect back to who I am, connect back the essence of myself. Like this is what this feels like in one way or another. So whether you, like I said, take a real trip and you like, bitch, I'm about to goddamn go to Belize and just lay out and just connect with myself and turn the phones off. Or if you like, bitch, I'm about to go get a hotel room 2 towns over. Do not call me. So I will have my location on. I will see you motherfuckers when I get back. But regardless, February is a keen time for you to really connect with the essence of your being, is like what this is. Seek out what the essence of your being is. And if you feel like you already know that, I still challenge you to think about, is that an old version of you? And does, however you show up right now, does it align with the new version that's coming into birth? Okay. Give me something for water signs for February. What do we have for February? Four of Wands, King of Swords was reversed. Ten of Pentacles is reversed. This is the Four of Cups. Give me three more cards for February for water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. There's a lot of people around here. Water signs, y'all. It's a lot of motherfuckers. How many people are in your energy? Are you sharing your energy with? I feel like I want to clarify off the bat. Usually, I wait for a moment. Because you have the King of Swords here, the Queen of Swords is at the bottom of the deck, and the Queen of Wands here. Are you in a third party connection with somebody? Or is this like friends and family? Let me clarify. Who is this Queen of Wands? Give me this Queen of Wands energy for what we need to know about February. And water signs, this Queen of Wands energy feels like y'all. Yeah, okay. I see why we have this Seeking Ninth House card. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Give me this King of Swords reverse. What I want to start out by saying is this. What I want to start out by saying is this. If you have any questions in February about anything, ask immediately. With this third house perception card here, but also with this ninth house seeking card here. Ninth house is also ruled by Sagittarius. Hi, I'm Sagittarius. We are very, very, very curious people, especially as a Sagittarius Mercury. I want the truth behind everything, and I'm very curious. I have questions for my questions. Water signs, if you have to ask 1,000 motherfucking questions, ask them. This is kind of given as you coming into a new essence of self, right? For those of you who are like birthing a new sense of self-expression, a new sense of being, a new sense of like who you are and your essence and your being and how you identify as an individual. This is like you working on that, but it's like you might still be seeking for some answers. Right, and that's very ninth house also. Again, it might be spiritual quests. It might just be seeking for answers as far as like going back to school. But this also could just be going on your own side spiritual quest and leaving no stone unturned is what this is kind of giving. In February, you might be in some sort of something. I'm not saying crash out. I'm not saying not. But what I'm saying is you got to ask questions to get a different perception on something. It's like you just kind of, for lack of a better term, throwing your weight around, especially if this is somebody that you're dealing with. Throwing your weight around don't help, but asking questions and being inquisitive might get you what it is that you need. This feels like somebody who, for one, has their own baggage. Let's start there. So this, if you are dealing with somebody, romantic or not, whoever this masculine King of Swords energy is, because it don't feel like yours. So whoever this masculine King of Swords energy is, I feel like they might be stuck in limbo. They might be a little stagnant with whatever they got going on, but they might have a hard time seeing things from a different perspective. They might be a little kind of stubborn is what I'm getting, but it's out of baggage. This also might be somebody who like has a hard time controlling their sexual energy. Now, saying all of that to say, Again, I'm not saying that they're dealing with any third party situations. I'm not saying that they're not. But what I'm saying is you have to learn how to like get the information that you need, right? That was at ninth house seeking, especially with this third house perception card. You have to learn how to word things and phrase things in a manner that you still kind of can get the answer you need. But you also need to learn how to hear things in a certain perspective, in a certain manner, in order to understand the answer that you're receiving back. Does that make sense to you? If I'm wording that correctly in a manner that makes sense, because I don't know, sometimes when I talk I feel like I'm jumbling, like my shit don't make sense. You might have a particular situation in February you might feel a little confused on. Eight of Swords can feel like sometimes you're kind of imprisoned to it. You're not though. You have your own baggage just like this person had their own baggage, but it's like two people that's dealing with baggage. However, I feel like person watching, you don't want to deal with your baggage no more. You want to come into a new sense of self. You want to kind of have a deeper understanding of this baggage. Why am I acting like this? Why do I do like this? Why can't I let this go? Why am I still putting up with this? Why? These are great questions, but again, acting a certain type of way ain't gonna help you. Like for instance, if you're dealing with somebody, maybe there's a boundary that you put up or some shit like that, and maybe they not necessarily honoring it. Acting an ass and like acting like, well, fuck you, I'm about to go be with the next person or whatever, because oh my shit don't stink, that don't help you. But to really ask questions, help me, I would like to understand why you did that, but you know I don't like this, and you know that this is how it makes me feel, right? This is a boundary. Past this point, you feel me, you're gonna get cut, right? That's why I said it's like the difference between the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords to me, because I can't speak to for nobody else. The difference for me is the Queen of Wands will cut your ass out, but she'll still stick around. Like consider Nicki Minaj. And I don't even know if that's just me guessing, right? I would imagine if her man piss her off, she probably cuss his ass out real good, but I don't think she leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like this kind of give me like, you gotta really cut a motherfucker. Like don't be afraid to like really put your foot down. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Okay, so where you was at this night? Okay, you didn't see me calling you? No? What was you doing to where you didn't see me calling you? Okay, and this is now how it makes me feel. You have 0 times to do that again. And this is done. I'm cut. It don't make you no sense to cut somebody out and then to be right back laid up with them. That don't make no sense. Don't block your own blessings. That's why I said just for some of you, that's a message for some of you, where it's like, I don't necessarily feel like it's a different motherfucker, but I feel like you're not really articulating yourself the way you need to. The phrase, it's not, fighting back ain't the issue. It's how you fight. It's not the way you fight. It's not when you fight, it's how you fight. You know what I'm saying? That's the difference. You by cursing and hooping and hollering, that's not gonna help you. Blocking somebody and then pulling up and I'm like, oh, I crashed out. That's not helping you. But sometimes you gotta just be very calm and you know what I'm saying? You do that again and you don't ever have to worry about hearing from me. It's as simple as that. I ain't got to exude no more extra the energy, right? But also make sure that you're coming from the right perception. That's for some of y'all. For others of you, I do feel like this is less about somebody else and more about you finding a foundation to feel good about yourself. Like this is, the fours is, I'm hearing a leg to stand on. You know, because when you think about like a house, it kind of has like the four, you know, to make it balanced. It's like you need an extra leg to stand on. For some of you in February, again, it's very important for you to sit with yourself and get to know you, because the foundation that you're building is going to be very critical for that. That's what I'm hearing. You don't need no distractions right now. You don't need nobody coming in and trying to act like, oh, this, then. You need some you time. I'm hearing a lot of solo time. I'm hearing a lot of you time. So that way you can see the things in your face that you haven't been seeing. So you can build a foundation and a solid sense of security with yourself. So that way when you do go out on these endeavors and you continue to build what you're building in your life, you'll feel good about it. As you keep going, I'm seeing 99, I'm seeing 44, so 999, or angel numbers of 9 might be something you see. Angel numbers of 4s might be something that you see. But I feel like, yeah, now isn't the time to be trying to sneak around with your intention or to like be trying to bite your tongue and then now you didn't blew up and like it went from 0 to 10. Like, nah, articulate that shit in the moment. Give me this 9 of Cups. What is this 9 of Cups for my water signs for February? For some of you, I see something new coming in. This is 9 of Cups. But you won't be able to trust it. And that could be, again, for some of you, that part of that ninth house. Make sure you really sit with yourself and get to know yourself. Who are you? Is who you are right now in alignment with who you're trying to become? Or is this, are you still in alignment with who you once was? Because you might have something really good coming in and you might not be able to trust it. But if you not working through your own bullshit and baggage to shift your perspective, shift the way you think and connect with a new sense of self, really kind of shed that dead skin and rebirth yourself and your sense of being, then you still might fuck up your good thing. This 9 of Cups is something coming in. Again, it's not necessarily giving me romantic, but the Emperor is down at the bottom of the deck. So, hey, could be romantic. But again, if you're not sitting with yourself to say, okay, why am I triggered by this? Why does this bother me? Why does the fact that this motherfucker ain't text me? Why does that trigger me so bad? Why does it trigger me so bad that I haven't heard from him today? And this is my honest to God theory. People who complain about not hearing from their partners every day is really on some like anxious avoidant type shit. And this is speaking from somebody who's currently working through that. Like, I can understand it. If you're secure in your attachment style, it shouldn't bother you that you don't hear from your person today because you know that you're going to hear from them tomorrow. Now, set a boundary and a limit. Motherfucker, 2 days is my max. And it better be a very busy 2 days. But sometimes motherfuckers really do have jam-packed days. I have a lot of days where I be forgetting to text people back. It is not intentional. Sometimes I don't even like to talk to my goddamn self. I'm sorry I don't want to talk to you every goddamn day. But it's up to you, person watching, to really sit with yourself to say, okay, why does this bother me? People be busy. Is it because I think the motherfucker playing in my face? Because, oh, if you're not talking to me, you talking to somebody else? Am I codependent? And I'm relying on this motherfucker to make me feel good or to make my day feel amazing, even though that's my own job. Like, really sit with yourself so you won't fuck up something that's good that's coming into you. Find a sense of security within yourself. Who do you want to become? It's as simple as that. Don't block your own blessings by carrying on with this baggage. The same way for some of you, you might be dealing with somebody who is not willing to let go of their baggage. They still carrying on with it. They still stuck wherever the hurt at. They still stuck at whatever broken home they might have came from. For some of you that's dealing with somebody, because there's some of you that got a King of Swords in your energy, air sign, or maybe a Pisces, with some Aquarius in their chart or some shit like that, where it's just like, okay, but they still stuck here. They not getting a new perspective. For you person watching, you might have your baggage, but then it's like, well, I don't want to do this shit no more. I'm tired of fighting and fussing. I'm tired of being the person who like, oh, they didn't text me back. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't want to be that person no more. Versus the person you might have in your energy might still be okay with that. They might still be cool with arguing with you. They ain't hit the point of enlightenment yet to say, you know what? Let me work on myself. Let me heal myself. Let me go on a spiritual quest to find the meaning of my purpose and my life and who I am, right? Let me go travel overseas and spend some goddamn time and shave my head and goddamn go kick it with Ali Baba and them and goddamn get some cleanses, right? They might not be on that yet. And that's fine. You just gonna have to lead them where they still hurt at. It ain't your job to go fix that, but it's your job to fix your goddamn self. And in the midst of that, I see somebody coming. Don't be afraid if you meet somebody new in February. But with that, is to say that means that something has to go in order for something to come back in. In order for the sun to shine, the moon still got to come out. In order for the butterfly to be birthed, the caterpillar got to go. So make sure you think about that. If you want something new, really think about what you contributed to this new connection, what you no longer want to contribute, and make sure you get rid of anybody that's not also currently contributing to a connection that you're trying to make with them. Okay. Do I want to do honorable mentions? I mean, I don't really see nobody for real, except for air signs, fire signs, and Pisces. Capricorn, Aries, maybe. Okay, that's pretty much everything. If you made it this far to my channel, I definitely appreciate it. Leave me some thumbs up. Okay, let me know how this resonated. Subscribe. All of the other things that you need to know about me are down below in the description box. Again, tarot classes are on February the 7th. 2025 overview readings are available until the middle of February. And yeah, it's Friday. TGIF. I hope you guys have a great start to your February. And yeah, have a great weekend. Be safe and bye.